making a speech at Lads to Leaders, or if I were doing an art project at Lads to Leaders, I would think, what are some Bible characters that had strength and demonstrated courage? And so Teresa and I put some suggestions on the wall. When you're making a speech, it's far easier to tell a story than to just speak about what you know, about what you studied and what you learned. So it's easier to tell a story. You can tell a story in a speech at Lads to Leaders about someone in the Bible who had strength and courage, and make an application, and you're done. So I want you to look at these suggestions up here. I want you to think really hard about strength and courage. As you prepare your art projects, think about the Christian's response to the command by God to be strong and courageous. The theme for Last Leaders is taken from the book of Joshua. The test for Bible Bowl will be from Joshua. And so I want this to be in the front of your mind as we are considering, kids, what we're going to do in Last Leaders. Because the hardest part about those sorts of things is coming up with something to do. And so I wanted to make it a little easier for you. Now, I want to ask a question. I want your response, those that have gone to Lads to Leaders before. What is it that you don't like about Lads to Leaders? Traveling? Going up the stairs? Walking a half a mile, half an hour? Yeah. The art? Okay, if you don't like art, find something else that you can like. Because we don't want this to be a drudgery of an experience. We don't want to wear you out. We don't want to wear you down. We want you to get involved doing something that you can own and feel good about. So if you don't like art, find something else. There's lots of things you can do at Last Leaders. I've heard a criticism of Last Leaders in the past. People say certain congregations, I don't think this one, but certain congregations have put too much emphasis on winning a trophy and not on teaching kids to be leaders. And let's remember, we're here to help kids develop into Christian leaders and grow closer to Jesus and develop a love for Him. So let's remember our focus and why we're here. I want to talk to you a few minutes about some of the events you could participate in should you choose to. Oh, and by the way, when I was talking about the meal, thank you to our elders for making this possible. See, we feel like that you're going to work really hard over the next 6 to 9 months. And if you're going to work really hard, we want to reward you with not having to do the work of preparing this meal. So thank you to our elders for giving us a budget to do this today. Now, the events. There are certain events that are year-round. There is a centurion of Scripture. Does that sound hard, kids? It's not really hard. What you have to do is memorize a verse in the Bible. And then go to your adult sponsor and say it. One verse. You do that 100 times.
There's the pitch.
Not the same verse?
No, not the same verse. So you have to memorize. You have to memorize 100 scriptures, but you can do it one verse at a time, and that will qualify you for the bronze award in Centurion of Scripture. You will grow and benefit if you choose to do that. You don't have to. If that doesn't crank your tractor, think of something else. The Defender Award. Now, Jonathan, I wanted to bring this up to you in particular. We've talked about curriculum for your Sunday morning class. Last to Leaders, right now you're doing your own thing and we hadn't spent money on Bible class material. Last to Leaders has a Defender Award. You can purchase a 13-week Defending God course I haven't seen it, I don't know if it's any good. And you could teach that, and then the kids would study the 13 chapters and view some videos, which would have to be purchased from Last of the Leaders, and then take a test at the end of the 13 weeks, and they could get an award at Last of the Leaders. If you want to look into that for your class, look into it. I can help you if you need. It's actually a four semester course. The first one is Defending God, the second one Defending the Bible, the third one is Jesus, and the fourth one is Faith, Defending Faith. So there are several things in here that you can do as classes. There's a headed to the office you can do as a class to learn church leadership. Preferably, they say, taught by an elder. There is a provider, and no, it's not the one. There's a couple of other ones that I'll probably get it on my list. Let me just move on. Good Samaritan. Has anybody in here ever participated in the Good Samaritan activity? You have, you have. You have, you have. And you have. Okay, great. Good Samaritan. Molly, tell us what Good Samaritan is.
Like what you can do to get the award. We make cards and stuff for people and hand them out.
Make cards to people that are sick and shut in. You can, they suggest, what you're trying to accomplish to get the bronze award is to get 570 points. They suggest you could send a card to somebody that's sick or needs encouragement, and that's 5 points. Call them on the phone, that's 5 more points. You can cut grass, that's 10 points. Help somebody that needs their yard rake, that's 10 more. Wash cars. Serve dinner at a fellowship that we might have here. We could have you go around, pick up plates, and so people don't have to get up or offer to get people their dessert. We can give you points for that. It's really flexible as to the things we can give you points for. We would, if anybody's interested in Good Samaritan, we'll assign an adult to oversee it, to come up with a point system, to keep you on track, to keep up with your activities, babysitting. The lowest award, the bronze award, is 570 points. They say if you go on a mission trip, that's 500 points. So there you go, right there. Keepers. Young ladies, keepers. Molly, you've been a keeper. What did you do when you were a keeper?
We took like classes of, well, not really classes, but we came to the church, we made like salsa and stuff, and we canned it, and then we sent it to shut-ins.
Food preservation project and sent to shut-ins. Awesome, good idea. But that's not all. You could do cooking, sewing, laundry, cleaning, childcare, gardening. You can make a first aid kit. There are things you can do in the category of keepers, and this is for the young ladies. There's a category for Last of the Leaders, and all the things we're talking about are year-round things. There's a category called Know the Books. Did you know that if you say or sing the books of the Bible, you can get an award from Last of the Leaders? Yes. You have to be grade 2 or under to be able to just say the New Testament books and get an award. But if you're grade 3 or older, you can say all the books of the Bible, and you can recite or sing. The bronze award is for New Testament. The silver award is for Old Testament. And so you could get those 2 awards, or you could do all the New Testament and Old Testament books and tell the theme of each book, and you can get the gold classification. Okay, now that's for under grade 2, the New Testament and the Old Testament. If it's grade 3, I think you have to do all the books, not just the New Testament. Okay, there's a category called providers. That coincides to keepers. Providers, Shane, young men, is essentially taking classes and doing projects like lawnmower maintenance, plumbing, carpentry, painting, electrical, car maintenance, gardening, those kinds of things. You can use the skills you learn in keepers and providers to do good works for people. And the church needs more good works workers. All right. There's one called Read the Word. And all you have to do between now and registration, you have to read the Bible through. And you will get a Latch to Leaders Award called Read the Word. It can be New Testament or Old Testament or both. There are different levels of recognition depending on what you read. But you can even listen to DVDs. Get it off your cell phone and just listen to it. You don't have to actually put your eyeball on it and read it. So read the Word is a category. Bible reading, public Bible reading. Now there's a year-round deal where you can go in Bible classrooms, ladies, men. You can go read in front of a group or in the auditorium, depending on whether you're a male or female. But there is a category, read the Word. Bible reading. And you have to read a certain number of times between now and the registration date. There's a category called bulletin board. Have any of y'all noticed the bulletin board out by the office? You know who did that? Molly, yeah. That's a Latch to Leaders project, right? You can make bulletin boards. Teresa needs a bulletin board in her Bible classroom. She only has one hand. Bless her heart. So she can't make a bulletin board. So you need a place to do it. Yeah, but you don't have to. Make bulletin boards. There's another one called PowerPoint. You know, Microsoft Office, PowerPoint. You can do all of Ryan's PowerPoint presentations for the rest of the year and get a Latch to Leaders. That'd be okay, wouldn't it?
I'm kind of particular about that.
It would be subject to editing to meet Ryan's standard. No, you can do it for Ted. Oh, I tell you what, you can do it for Jared in the Sunday morning Bible class. Anybody like to do computer stuff? We'll come up with a place for you to do it. Is that fair? Working together, we can do this, right? Right? We can find a place. Okay. The thing is, there's lots of choices, and we want you to choose something that works for you, that you can get excited about and get involved in, and we promise you to assign an adult to you. There are adults that say, yes, I want to be involved in Latch to Leaders. And there's some that hadn't said it, and we're going to get them to say it. So if you want to do something on one of these registration or sign-up sheets up here, we will find you an adult in this congregation that will meet with you, hold you accountable for the activities you want to do to help you figure out how to do what you want to do. We will get you the support. Now, let's talk about 3 pre-convention activities. There's a Pearls test and a Bible Bowl that is pre-conditioned. What you do is you study the book of Joshua and you take a test before the convention, and it's an individual test. The Pearls test is the same way, but it's more in-depth than the Bible Bowl test. And another one is called mass communication. Where's Ty? Ty, can I pick on you?
Yes.
I was just checking. I'm not ready to, but just in case I need somebody to pick on. But no kidding about mass communication. Have you ever done storyline?
No.
You haven't.
I did.
Ryan, Kay, didn't y'all do storyline here?
Yeah, we used to do it.
Yeah. Storyline is a video
Yeah.
that teaches a lesson using kids as the actors. And I think I could find somebody that would write a script if some kids get together and say, we want to do a video. And so, again, we'll find you the adult support. If you're interested in storyline or PowerPoint, that's pre-convention. I think the PowerPoint, going back to that, that's also part of mass media. I think, you have to do 2 to 3 presentations to get the bronze award. So if you do 2 or 3 PowerPoint presentations, you can get the bronze award. Okay, Now, let's talk about some convention events that you're familiar with by and large, but I just want you to think it through. There's Art Says It. Last year, we had a lot of winners in this room from Art Says It. And we have someone in this room that actually has an expired certification to teach art. And she will help you. So if you want to do art, go to the Colvin's house, sit at the table, and do what Teresa tells you, and you'll be successful like these other people were last year. So Thatch and Kemp, you have someone that's got some art ability in your household, and you can do that if you want to. You got gold last time. All right. It doesn't get any better than gold. So, okay. So, the thing about Art Says It is, it has to be connected somewhere with the theme. Okay. So, strength and courageous. Photography is part of that too. You could go to the fire station, take a picture of a fireman, and work that in somehow, perhaps. Strength and courage for the Christian. Just y'all make I'm trying to get the wheels in your heads to turn. Anybody having trouble with that? The wheels are a little rusty.
Poster.
Oh, the poster. Yes, this poster is a good example of what you could do. It's just a random picture, but God is our strength. What? It's a strong tree. She says it's a strong tree. Yeah, it's a strong. That makes good sense. Okay. Art Says It. Banner. Our banner is not the most impressive banner at Last to Leaders, correct?
Correct.
If some of you kids want to make an impressive banner, you can get Last to Leaders recognition for making an impressive banner to represent this church. Give it some thought. Okay, Bible Bowl. I've never been to Bible Bowl. I don't know much about Bible Bowl. Does anybody want to say anything? Ty, tell us about Bible Bowl.
2 to 4.
Have you ever done Bible Bowl?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not his favorite event.
Not Ty's favorite event, for those of you watching from home.
That's Calvin.
His mama thinks it's important because of the knowledge he gains about
You can learn a lot by participating in Bible Bowl. Riley, you have something to say?
It was hard.
It was hard. But what? All right.
It
Can
was
you
hard.
do hard things?
No.
Do you grow and get stronger when you do hard things? And so you learn a lot. Certain.
You can do it online.
You can do it online. The Bible Bowl, the test, online.
But at,
Yeah.
The pre-convention deal you can, but at the convention you go in a room and do it. Oh, by the
Me
way,
and Ava did the test online.
Okay.
let me just throw this in. Aubrey really wanted to be here today. She's taking care of some sick kids. We all know Aubrey is awesome. Everybody say hi to Aubrey. She's watching right here. Everybody wave. Aubrey, look around. Look around, Aubrey. Look around. Okay. Aubrey is awesome. Okay. Moving right along. Puppets. Puppets. All right. Big news. Jonathan and Lynn have agreed to write the script for Puppets. Now, what we need to determine at this point is who's going to direct Puppets. We'll have two groups, an older group and a younger group. The kids all want to do it, so who's going to direct it? I think the kids want to direct it. You think about it, just let them have it? Your mother?
It's not like that.
Kay is willing. Kay is willing. Is there any other adult that would be interested in taking the script and
Ryan
running with
was raising his hand.
No, I'm not.
it? Teresa and Kay would be willing to help. Sandra would be willing to help.
Your hand up.
Molly, volunteered to win. Okay. On these sheets up here, when I finish talking and Amy says whatever she needs to say, kids, sign up for the thing you want to participate in. Adults, sign up for things you want to help with. Is that hard? You can do that, right? Yes? Okay. All right. Very good. I don't know. Just,
I guess Ryan will know.
yeah, we'll figure it out. All right. There is an activity at Bible Bowl called oral Bible reading. Noah, have you done oral Bible reading? Yes. Yes. Was it hard?
Yes.
Okay. It did not ruin him for life. He doesn't even remember it. It was harmless. But anytime you read God's word, it's not harmless. It's helpful. So all you have to do is get up in front of the crowd, read a few verses, and sit down. It's pretty simple. So if you want to participate in oral Bible reading, sign up. And young ladies, we can find you places to practice in ladies' classes and what have you to do your reading. And we'll provide you an adult to coach you. All right, song leading. Now, song leading and songs of praise for the young ladies is not the thing that everybody can do. But if you want to, let's do it. So, I'm not here to push any one thing, but if I were to push any one thing, I would push really, really hard for speech. Because I think that speech is one of the most helpful things that you can learn to do in the Lord's church. Because if you can do speech, you can probably do a lot of the other things. And I just think it's good. So, let's think really hard about, if you haven't done speech before, let's do speech. We'll find you an adult to help you. If that scares you to death, don't do it. We're not pushing anybody. But we don't want anybody to be scared to death. We want all of you alive. So think about doing speech, and if you're interested, we can help you. All right. There's something else I wanted to call to your attention. I don't remember it, so I have to look at my notes. Songs of praise and song leading. Generally, Teresa and I coach that for the respective groups, and when I was in Wood Avenue years ago, we started Lads to Leaders in September, and we met every Sunday until Easter, and we won a bunch of stuff, and it became a job, and we really don't want that to happen here. We don't want adults to be burnt out or kids to be dreading going because you have to go every time. So I'd like for us to get started early, but we don't have to meet every Sunday. We're going to, second Sunday of January, you mark it and make a mental note if you have something to write on, that we are going to hit it hard second Sunday in January. But between now and then, we might meet a few times just to get you thinking about what song you want to lead. All adults that go to Lads to Leaders must register. It's a security thing for health, safety, and security. The hotel, the Lads to Leaders, corporate, they just want everybody registered. And the other thing that I wanted to call to your attention, Lads to Leaders has a website. It's chock full of information. And I want you to go to Lads to Leaders' website and see what you can learn. Google Lads to Leaders. It's pretty easy. I have an e-newsletter called L2L Lately. And you can go to the website, sign up for that newsletter. They will not bombard you with emails, and they will not sell your information, but you will be informed from time to time as to news about Las Toledo. All right. Amy, what do you have on your mind that we all need to hear about?
My biggest part that I do is I enter everything into the Las Toledo's registration form.
Amy! Thank you so much for doing that. I'm
You're
so glad I don't have to do that.
Yes, and it's not, I mean, they have streamlined it, so it's not like a huge headache that it's been before, and you don't have to hurry and get your hotel rooms, because we've got rooms blocked off. I need your registration forms, and they're up there on the table. There's a stack of student forms and a stack of adult forms. Preferably by Halloween, October 31st. The portal opens on that Monday morning, November 1st. The quicker I get your forms back and I can get started registering, the better off we are in the long run. We can reserve hotel rooms up until February, I think, but if you decide that you're not doing, it affects our rooms for the next year. So, please, give me those forms. That's the biggest headache every year, is the forms not getting back when I need them. So that gives you, is that 2 weeks? So that gives you 2 weeks from today to get them filled out. And back to me, if you want to bring them by and drop them by the church office, that's fine too. I can pick them up. Not a big deal. If you're not going to be here, if you forget, take a picture of it and send it to me. I'm good with that too, and then I can get your forms and later. Just say that I have it. Also, another big thing is I need to know what nights that you plan to stay at the hotel. It is Easter weekend. We are out of school on Friday. We are not out of school on Thursday. However, our principals, if you send them a note, are very good about letting this count as a religious day. Kids get 1 or 2 years, is that right? 3? I know, he gets some very honest trips. But they will excuse it if you choose to go up on Thursday. If you don't have to, it's not a big deal. Thursday, there is really nothing going on convention-wise. And we will let you know what time you will need to be there on Friday, because puppets are on Friday. And you'll need to be there by a certain time depending on what time our puppets are scheduled. Yes, food will come later. We will have a hospitality room, and we will get your ideas of what you like about it, what you don't like about it. And we will need a head count of, hey, I'm gonna eat here, just so that we can plan, and not have too much food, but at the same time, that we have enough as well. And the hospitality room is not open on Thursday, so if you come up on Thursday, you're gonna have to fend for yourself. Because it'll start on Friday morning, at breakfast, and we do breakfast, lunch, and supper Friday and Saturday. I can't think of anything else.
Okay.
Okay.
Jonathan and Lynn, Lynn's in there. Anything?
Hey, my kids, stand up. Stand up. You're in my class, stand up.
Sunday morning, 4 through 6, Bible class, stand up.
Defenders, y'all listen to what I tell you. Defenders is for 6 through 12.
Oh.
Junior leaders is for K through 5th. We can do both if y'all want to, but you will only get an award for the age appropriate. Is that what y'all want to do? It's easy, guys, yes or no?
I don't think they understood.
I think you-
Talk to them Sunday morning about it.
2 junior leaders.
No, this is in, hey, this is in class. We'll do it just like we do our normal class time. We'll take you, go through it. The reason I'm asking is you'll have to sign up for it or labs. If y'all wanna do it, we'll do it. Right.
Yes, we wanna do it.
In 6th grade, you can sign up for defenders. If you're 5 or 5th and under, you sign up for junior leagues.
I'm signing you
Does that
up.
make sense?
What his form says.
Alright, y'all wanna do that? Alright.
Very good, awesome. See, you already have one event, planned. I think the elders have said, correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan, you need to participate in at least 2 events to have your hotel paid for.
I think so, yeah.
That's kind of what we think, so, I don't remember. The hotel arrangements, tell us what the arrangements are, I've forgotten. They pay for the first night,
It's,
One night.
they pay for 1 night, if you stay 2 nights, you pay for the other. If you stay 3 nights, you pay for the other 2, so. Yeah, you have to participate to have your room taken care of. That's kind of my understanding. I wanted to make sure that was right. And money's not a problem. If you don't have that, we'll take care of it, so don't worry about it. Yes?
One thing that we ran into last year, we really need adults that are going to volunteer to judge something.
And we have to submit judges based on how many we have participated in our events. So if you don't sign up for judging and when I'm doing registration and it says that you still need this amount of judges, I'm gonna volunteer you. So when you get that email or that text message, you can say, oh, well, Amy needed a judge and I will be glad to do it. So, that's,
Okay, all you adults, make sure Amy knows that you're willing to judge, but it'd be helpful to tell her
Tell me
what
what.
you're willing
Yes.
to judge, so
What you're willing
so
to
she
judge.
doesn't put, if you,
and I don't need 10 puppet judges. Puppets are fun to judge. It's also, in my opinion, the hardest thing to judge. But I don't need 10 puppet judges. I'll need songs of praise and song leading and speech. Everything that we're involved in, we're gonna have a judge for.
yeah.
The mass media judges, I do mass media this year. It's so exciting. That is judged, like they send you via email what you're judging and you send the sheets back. So.
That's
some of it
pre-convention.
is pre-convention.
So if you're judging mass media, you can
You can
look
do
at
it.
Ty's PowerPoint or whatever he's doing and
Well, whatever they send you.
look
we'll
at the
be tied
quality
to
of
that,
it and, yeah, and there are judge videos and
Yes.
information available to you. They don't just throw you in as a judge, if you're judging song leading, they give you 10 things to look at and there's a video, so.
And I have, when we print out the rule book each year, it has the score sheets that they use. So if you wanna look at the score sheet, just let me know what, and I'll get it to you, and I'll print it on the bulletin board, whatever, just so that you can.
Yeah, I think the kids need to know what the judges are looking at. Because the coach might not focus on it yeah, so that's good. Anything else, anybody? Yes, sir, Brother Paul?
I want to say one thing you've already emphasized in that speech. Last leaders have started to train young men and women in the church, and you started on speech, and they had song leading. I remember one year we had 17 kids in speech. And that will be with you the rest of your life. That's something that will help you out in school, help you out in church, and help you throughout life. And so think about, it might take a little effort, something you don't want to do. You're a little scared to get up there, but once you get up there, you'll overcome being scared. And that's something that will help you the rest of your life. You can't emphasize that enough.
I agree. Okay. This morning, there was a man that grew up in this church that stood before an audience and preached God's word in Lauderdale County. Y'all know James Sin, don't you? When I think of Lads to Leaders, I think of James Sin, because before I ever became familiar with Lads to Leaders, he told me what a huge impact it had in his life. And he preaches every Sunday. He does all kinds of good works. He's not perfect, but you, young people, can be a leader in the church and be respected in that way if you apply yourself now. So let's have a good year. Anything else? Anybody else have anything they want to say?
Going back to the speeches, I've had, Kennedy and Ty's high school teachers say, hey, they do that at church with that program y'all do. When they
Yeah.
get up and do projects or whatever, so it makes a difference.
Yeah.
People see it.
And if you make speeches when you're young, you may become a lawyer someday. It could happen. You may go to law school and be comfortable standing in front of a judge or a jury and not even sweat. So, something to think about. Thank you for being here. Let's all help Lynn and Jonathan. What's your name again? Let's all help Lynn and Jonathan clean up and make sure everything's tidy before we go. Ryan, would you lead us in prayer before we escape? Nobody listens.